My dear Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, Namaste and greetings from a freshly snowed morning in Ladakh. The intense reflection of the sun is actually making it difficult for my eyes, but nonetheless, I want to tell you that every child in India knows you from your Mann Ki Baat, the straight heart talk that you deliver every month on radio. You can consider this today as a Mann Ki Baat from a tribal in the remote rural Indian village. You may have even heard or read about me for the environmental initiatives that we have been carrying out for the last 30 years for climate change, mitigation, and now adaptation. But today I'm not here to brag about these initiatives at all. I'm here to send a distress SOS call from the sensitive, fragile mountains of Ladakh, which are facing imminent environmental disaster and plunder. Modi ji, I have become a great fan of all the unique environmental initiatives that you have been taking nationally and globally. At a time when leaders of major nations are going against their own people and the environment and are looking like villains, you have taken amazing initiatives in India. Generally, politicians in a democracy at best do what the people care for. It's only statesmen who do things that are good even if people don't care about. And this is very unique. And you have been doing exactly that. I'm amazed that in a nation like India, where people don't even seem to care much about environment, you have taken initiatives on your own. For example, the single-use plastic initiative, or the Clean India movement, the Fit India movement, the river conservation efforts, the clean air campaign, and in schools, eco clubs, green skills. These are all amazing environmental initiatives. And internationally, like never before, India, under your leadership, has taken initiatives to promote the Global Solar Alliance. And the world respects you for that. No wonder United Nations has conferred on you the Champions of the Earth Award. The tribal people of Ladakh and the mountains of Ladakh, which we hold sacred and call Mother Nature or our motherland, have seen many challenges in the past decades. Environmentally speaking, we are at the forefront of climate change and are seeing more and more cloudbursts followed by flash floods very frequently, only to be followed by severe droughts. Culturally and politically speaking, we have remained a suppressed people under the Kashmir government. For 70 years, people have been struggling to free Ladakh from Kashmir. And then, 5 months ago, we got rescued from Kashmir and became a union territory of India. People were jubilant. They couldn't even believe this has happened. But slowly, the jubilation turned into concerns as people were wondering about safeguards from outside exploitation. Under the Kashmir government, we had Article 370, which protected the people, the land, and the nature here. But now we were out in the open without any safeguards. Our leaders started scrambling for support. Our young dynamic MP, Member of Parliament, started writing letters to the tribal ministry seeking safeguards under this wonderful article of the Indian Constitution, which safeguards the diversity of tribal people, their land and their environment. The Schedule 6 of Article 244 gives that protection. And very generously, the tribal ministry recommended to Home Ministry that Ladakh be included under 6th schedule. And Home Ministry seemed to agree to that. People were once again taking a sigh of relief. But then, mid-August onwards, there was a spell of silence, a deafening, eerie silence. And after 2 months or so, we woke up to a changed world. Suddenly, leaders started speaking a different language. The Home Minister gave statements like, "We will develop Ladakh like other parts of India." This scares us, sir, because if Delhi is the capital of development, then we don't know, with air that is unbreathable, water that is untouchable, how could we call this development? People of Ladakh care more for fresh air and clean water than money and growth. Our Member of Parliament suddenly started changing his statements. He started speaking against the 6th schedule, against safeguards, and for development and industrialization of Ladakh. Ladakh has 96% tribal population when it is only 50% that qualifies a region to become a tribal area under 6th schedule for the safeguard of its people and environment. But people of Ladakh, led by young students, started movements for these safeguards. They have even gone on hunger strikes, and midwinter, -20, they stayed out in the nights hungry, seeking safeguards for Ladakh. As people understand more and more the consequences of this free-for-all Ladakh, they are preparing to appeal to you in stronger ways, but peacefully, protesting in hunger strikes, because we would rather die struggling to save Ladakh than to live and see its destruction. Mr. Prime Minister, we know that it must be without your knowledge at lower levels of bureaucracy that all this is happening, but we very strongly suspect that there's an industrial lobby that has its eyes on the prospects of mining Ladakh for minerals and other industrial projects. Something like China is already doing in Tibet with major environmental consequences. Our fears are strengthened by seeing hints from some of the biggest industrial houses about exploiting Ladakh or developing Ladakh in future. We want to appeal to you to please safeguard the colorful lives of the people here, the beautiful nature here. As the world is going down environmentally, we want you to be one leader who cares for such fragile environments and keeps them intact for posterity. Dear Modi ji, the sharks are after us. They're after our mountains and rivers for mines and minerals. As a global environmental leader, only you can rescue us. You've given us new life as a UT, and we hope you will give us dignity too. We want Ladakh to be a message for the world, a symbol of peace between man and nature. In fact, this 150th Gandhi Jayanti, we started an environmental movement globally to appeal to the people of the world to please live simply, so that we in the mountains simply live in the face of climate change. The United Nations has become a partner, and we hope that you too can be a partner and spread this message of Ladakh to the world. Let Ladakh change the world rather than the world change Ladakh. Thank you very much.